So now, welcome to this November Bizagi Poll session. The objective of today's session is what I was telling you here. We will be having a deep dive about the Bizagi Fall 2024. This is the latest version that was launched into the market basically October 31st, so just a couple of weeks ago. My name is Kevin Guerrero. I'm the product marketing director here at Bizagi. And today we will be covering mainly these topics, right? So we will be having a deep dive of what it's inside of this version. And specifically, we will be talking a lot about what it is going to be one of the strategic directives that we have here in Bizagi, that it is the AI productivity. We will go in detail and understand what it has been included into this in this version about AI productivity. And we will go deeper into what it is going to be AI templates and everything about the AI agents that now can manage and manipulate documents and images, right? And one of the most important things that we will be doing in this session is that we will be not only talking about the feature itself, but actually what we're seeing as a huge potential on how you can combine the AI agents with existing Bizagi AI features. That is where we are seeing much more power and more benefit for our customers, right? A quick introduction for all of this. Just remember that in Bizagi, we are working with 4 strategic directives. This is something that we have done from the moment that we become a cloud-only company. And these strategic directives basically is the way on how we can be completely sure that we're delivering value in every single release of our platform, and that value is being actually delivered in one of these four strategic directives. So the 4 of them are modern experience, governance, enterprise class, and the last one that is where the one that we will be focusing today a lot. It's everything about the AI productivity, right? And also something really important that we need to take into account when we're talking about this is what is mainly Bisagi's AI strategy, right? And this is really important because we have taken a slightly different approach from what we have been seeing in the market, right? So in the market, we have been seeing a lot of the AI, let's say, hype and this huge AI wave around creating tools for developers, right? So how we can actually create a lot of copilots, how we can help developers to create applications faster. In Bizagi, we have decided that we are going to take a different approach, and it is that our main focus for now, it means that we're not considering developers. For sure, we will be doing some copilots. Actually, today I will be talking about one copilot that we already have in our platform, but our main focus is how we can actually focus in AI tools that can deliver value to the business. That is one of the most important things. And that's where we're putting together this AI strategy, focusing on these 3 main pillars. How we can make the AI to be easy to adopt in a secure way. The second one is how we can focus to deliver business results, right? So mainly to the business. And the third one is how we can drive enterprise AI adoption. And this is really important because one of the things that we have seen a lot is that everyone is talking about AI and everyone now have an AI solution, but we have not seen a lot in the market to specific solutions or specific actually projects that has gone live already or that are delivering value to our customers. So with us, we're focusing in how it's making it in a secure way, how to deliver value to the business, and how to assure that this is not something that is going to have just one, let's say, a success, or that you need to start building a whole new team of a lot of AI resources, right? Like data scientists or prompt engineers, or we are even seeing in the market in some organizations this chief AI officers already that are focusing in implementing this. It's like, no, like for now, let's focus on how we can, with the resources that we have already, include these AI elements as part of the whole orchestration that we have done for many years here in Bizagi. So it's easy to see the results, it's easy to implement the AI, and it will be really easy to actually get results quicker when we need it and when we want it. So we're going to get into a lot of details about this AI productivity strategic directive, and actually we're going to see a lot in terms of what it has developed and launched in this Bizagi Fall 2024. So basically, if you want to see all the details about what it was included in this version, my advice is that you go and review the latest session, the one that I did on October, that it was the official presentation of the Bizagi Fall 2024, where I went into details into all the strategic directives. Today, we will be focusing mainly in the Fall 2024 in the strategic directive that it is the AI productivity. So in this area, we basically are delivering these implementations, these new features, and these new capabilities. So everything that has to be about AI is now using Visagi, is now using GPT-4o. It means that we have much better, much faster, and much even complex results using the artificial intelligence. And this 4o, it will be implemented for both Ada and the AI agents, right? The second big innovation that we did present on this version is everything about the next evolution of our AI agent, where now agents are able to manipulate both images and documents. And this is huge because the combination of the GPT-4o with documents and images now being supported by AI agents creates a whole new space of a lot of things that we are able to do with AI agents. And also we're focusing on something else that is the AI agent templates. And these templates are basically focusing on how can we, let's say, improve or promote, right, this adoption of AI technology. So we have created ready to use templates that are available for you to use at this point. So now let's get into the details about what we have it here, and let's do a quick summary about the important elements here, right? So one of the main objectives, and it is part of our Bizagi AI strategy, is how we can deliver values across the whole organization. And for that, we have in Bizagi now 3 capabilities focused fully in AI. One, that is the AI for development. And this is what I was telling you. We're not forgetting about the developers. We're not forgetting about copilots. We do have the first copilot now. It is a copilot that helps developers to create AI agents. And basically, this is a prompt builder. And I will show you live how this one works. Now, we have a second one that is the AI capabilities for automation. And this is where it appears agents. And we have a third one that is the AI for end users. That is where we have our AI assistant, that is Ada, right? So now, what we get here is, let's go deeper into all the details about our agents, right? So quick introduction, right? If maybe you don't understand, or this is the first time that maybe you are hearing about this, this concept of the AI agents, what is an easy definition of a Visagi AI agent? So basically, Visagi AI agents are specialized helpers that you can include in any process, right? So to do this, what we have done in our platform is that now you have a new type of task that can be added into any of your process diagram, that it is basically called an AI task. That AI task represent the, let's say, the participation of an AI agent in a process. But one of the great things about this one is that you can go and include those AI agents to help you in any process at any time. And this is where it appears that concept of an specialized helper. So you can have an agent that helps you to summarize documents, or you can have an agent that helps you to translate from one language to the other one, or to create email responses, right? And what you do is that you just add that element within your process diagram, and that's it. Now, in order to create these AI agents, we have developed the first Bizagi Copilot. This first Bizagi Copilot is basically the one that it's available when you want to create a whole new agent from scratch. How this Copilot works. So the first one is that it is going to use natural language. So you just need to define a title and a description of what you want that agent does for you. And once that you complete those 2 elements, you can use the Copilot, click on the prompt assistant creator, and then the Copilot will automatically create one prompt for you. A prompt that it is going to follow all the best practices. So basically what you are going to find, I'm going to show you this live in just a couple seconds, it is you go directly, you define a name, you define a title, then the copilot will create the prompt automatically for you. This is the way on how this is going to work for us, okay? Now, if we want to just go and see this live, let me just go really quickly to show you here how that copilot looks like. So the copilot is available in Bizagi Studio. So it means that it's available when you are in your development environment, when you are creating these elements. It's going to be located under the AI Hub, and it's going to be available every single time that you want to create a new AI agent. When you decide to create a new AI agent, you can go and start creating a new agent from a blank element. You click on create, and this is where basically we're going to just have the information of the new copilot. So how it works? So we just need to define a title and an easy description. So let's suppose that we want to create an email, I don't know, response helper, right? And then the basic description using a natural language is that you want to have is your task is to read emails from complaints received by customers and create a response. Let's say this is the simple thing that we want. So now our copilot, it is going to take the information about the title and the description that you just add, and it is going to create automatically one prompt following all the best practices with all the information that you just got it here. So take a look that now our new agent, it is going to have all this information. So it's like you are an email response helper, so it gives automatically the context, so it's know what to do. You need to read this information. This is the complaint email that you are receiving, and then you just need to create one response of that. So this copilot will facilitate the creation of AI agents from scratch, and it is going to use these two elements, title or name and description, using natural language, and it will help you a lot to create these agents in a really easy way. Okay, so first Bizagi Copilot available in this Bizagi Fall 2024 version. Now the second big introduction, or the second big feature that we added into this version, it is everything that it has to do with the AI agent templates. So what is all this about, right? Why we decide to do this one? So one of the things that we are seeing a lot in the market is that there is a lot of information about AI. There is a lot of information about agents. There is a lot of information about how platforms are adding AI features into their platforms. But sometimes for real customer, for the business user, for the manager, for the supervisor, for the director, it's not quite easy to understand where we can actually see value of this. How can we apply this in business scenarios that actually give me value to the organization? So what we have decided to do is to create ready to use Bizagi AI templates, right? Here, our objective is that you can identify really easy, organized by industry, how you can use AI agents on your different business applications. In this Bizagi version Fall 2024, we have released 34 agents that are ready to use. And we have classified those agents in 4 big categories or 4 big industries. We have some for banking, some for customer service, a general category, and then a manufacturing and retail, right? So these are going to be available directly again in our Bizagi Studio, in our development environment, and it's going to be available when you want to create a whole new agent. So let me just go back here very quickly. So we go again into the Bizagi AI Hub. We go to create a whole new agent. And at the moment that you want to create a whole new agent, this is what we are seeing at this point. So now we have the possibility to just select from any of these 34 AI agents that are ready to use. You can dig in and review the ones that only apply for banking, right? So what if you got an earning document, like a report that is this 10K or even AK or AQ, right? The ones that are these reports that the companies that actually are in the stock exchange needs to include about their earnings, right? The annual earnings or their quarterly earnings. And what if we want to use agents with that, right? So all of these are ready to use. When you just go and review exactly what is that, you will find a quick description of what the agent is going to do, and then you can just use it right away, right? In the same way, we have some agents ready to use for under the customer service, right? If you want to categorize incident or organize them, or if you want to just have an incident prioritization, right? You have some in the general category that are the ones that allow you to translate one document from one language to the other one, or analyze an image, or extract information from one image, or translate simple text from one to the other one. And then you got the manufacturing and retail that are everything about vendors, right, or orders, and how to manipulate all of this. The way on how this template works is that you can go and get into the information about how all of this works, right? So it's like you say, okay, look, I have one template that is going to help me to just go and let's say, I don't know, I want to have this one, investment meeting summary. I want to use the template. You click on that one, and then the agent is ready for you to review. But one of the real important things about this template is that even though that the templates are ready to use, it doesn't mean that you have to use them in this way. It doesn't mean that you don't have to take it. It doesn't that you cannot change it. It doesn't mean that it has to be like that. No, you can select the template that you want, review the way on how the prompt looks like, check if everything is according to what you need, test the prompt right away. So we can go click really quickly here. I'm going to just have here one document that are some meetings of a board. Like if I open this document and see it in detail, this has much more information. So take a look. It's like who attended the meeting, which were the information, what is the performance review, what we have of this, like all the information about this. And these documents can be like huge according to what you got it there, right? But here you just add that document into this point, you click on the test prompt, and you review the result that the agent is creating for you. So it's like, look, this was the performance of the third queue. This is the operational efficiency. This is the integration, like what we are doing here. And if for any reason you don't like it, then it's fine. You can close it, then come back, change whatever you need on the prompt, and one that is fully done, you can go directly and use it in any of your processes. So this is another huge innovation that we have added into this version. And one great news about this one is that in this version, we have introduced 34 ready to use templates, but it doesn't mean that we will not be adding more. Actually, one of the great advantages of the AI agents is that we can continue adding and adding more agents without needing to wait to the next version. So you don't need to wait until spring 2025 to get more agents. We will continue adding and adding them automatically without any upgrade, okay? Now, the next big feature that it has been added into this version is everything that has to be with our agents, right? So Bizagi agents, as they say, the first version of agent was presented in spring 2024. Agents at that moment were able to manipulate only text, right? So receiving information in a text and give back some text, right? But now in this version, sorry, let me go back. What we have added in this point is that now our AI agent has the capability to actually manipulate other type of inputs, specifically documents and images, and documents from different, let's say, types as spreadsheets, Word documents, and even PDFs, right? And the huge potential of this is that as we already have GPT-4o, with the combination of these documents, we are able to do really amazing stuff, right? Actually, when we were testing these AI templates that we just saw before, one of the templates that I was testing was the option to compare two annual earnings of a company and get a summary of them. And I must admit that it was amazing the results that we were seeing. Every single annual earnings document was about 70 pages. So comparing the two of them was actually something about, I don't know, 160, 150 pages of information. And the agent was able to give us a concise summary, giving the difference about the earnings, the debt, the price per share, all of that in just a couple seconds, right? So it was really good, really amazing in terms of how we were able to do it that, right? And what we are seeing is that with this capability that our agents can now manipulate documents, we will be able to see much more potential of what we are able to do with them. These are just some examples of the main business cases that we're seeing with of this. And is, look, we do believe for sure that our agents plus documents will give you the possibility to extract information from a document or compare two documents and then I don't know. We do have one agent one agent template that, for example, compare two vendors and give you one suggestion based on what you want, right? Or you can actually just extract important information or translate information from one document to the other one, right? And then on the other hand, when we're talking about images, we're also seeing a huge potential of this one. So one of the things that we are seeing is that if you upload an image to an agent, you are able to identify objects or analyze the image in details, count how many objects you have in that image, even compare, right? So one of the business scenarios that we have built and that we have actually in one of our demos now, it's the possibility that if you are doing a KYC process where you need to do a customer onboarding, right? You now have the possibility to, for example, compare two pictures of one of your customers and be able to identify if those two pictures are the same or not, right? So, for example, send me, I don't know, a recent picture of yourself and send me your driver license picture, right? And compare the two of them and identify if it is the same person or not. So this is huge and this is really important what we are saying with this capability. So now to understand and go even deeper into how these agents plus documents and plus images works, let's go and let's review one business scenario really quickly, right? So we will be working, or I will be showing you really quickly one example or one of the business scenarios that we have built, that it is a banking demo, right? This is a whole application that we built for a bank that is called Finance Dynamics, right? In this bank, you have different personas as David Jones or Sarah or Janica or David. All of them interacts in different ways with the different objects that you have in a bank. So you have multiple customers, multiple credit cards, multiple loans, multiple applications, right? Multiple transactions, and all of these interact with this information. But in this demo, we're going to focus mainly in the experience of David Jones, right? And I'm going to show you one way or one interaction on how agents will help David to have a much productive interaction, right? When we are doing, in particular, one business scenario that is the credit card application process, right? So basically, under this scenario, you are David, and David is able to offer to a new customer a credit card, a new credit card. So the way on how I want to show you this one is, let's go and see this whole process from the David perspective, right? And then we're going to deep dive into what is happening behind of the scenes. Because one of the greatest things about the use of AI agents is that the end user, let's say in this example, David, probably will not identify or we don't know what is happening or what did happen behind of the scenes. He's going to just go and complete his job and then realize that there is a lot of things already complete and already done. So his performance will be much better. His responses times will be much better. The quality of the information that he's able to provide is much better. But all of this is because there are a lot of agents working behind of the scenes. From David's perspective, what is happening is almost like magic. So let me just switch really quickly to our application. I'm going to just here jump really quickly into the uh, David experience. So this is the application that we got for David, right? So this is a whole banking application. It's the finance dynamic application. David is able to just see the information of his customers, all the information about the different accounts that those customer has. And one of the things that basically David is able to do is that when he is looking information about their customers, David can just go quickly and select one customer and decide to start a whole new credit card application, right? And take a look. A lot of things are already happening, but David doesn't have any idea. That's the magic behind of the agents, and that's the magic of the combination of agents with a Bizagi AI capabilities. So from David perspective, what he has is just look, I am here with this customer that in this case we did select Ashley, right? And I have all the information from Ashley, all the details, transaction, employment, everything we know from Ashley. But then we can start asking to Ashley about the new credit card that maybe she wants to have, right? So it's like, okay, what is the thing that mattered the most to you on this credit card? Do you want like in the top priority, it is better to you to have a low annual fee or to have a low interest rate or to have some travel benefits, right? So Ashley can say, look, you know what? I want just have travel benefits. If we keep the business scenario just with this, like, okay, I am a customer, I go to David and I say that I want to have a business, a credit card that give me good travel benefits. Let's say that if David has been working for a while in the bank, he knows that from memory, right? He can say, hey, you know what? This is the best credit card for travel. But the things start getting a little bit more complicated when you start adding much more user preference or customer preference. So it's like, you know what? Ashley also wants cashback and Ashley wants airport lounge access. But Ashley doesn't care about the hotel benefits. Ashley doesn't care about the cell phone protection because she already have something that covers that in another place. She doesn't want to pay, let's say, foreign transaction fee. But you know what? She likes the roadside assistant, right? But also at the same time, from David's perspective, David is able to see all the available credit cards that we have in this moment to offer to Ashley. And this is going to be really important when we deep dive because this is something where it's a place where we combine Visagi plus the power of the agents. And here what we say, look, these are all the credit cards available. Do you want to compare all of them or not? So we say, you know what? I don't like that much the American Express credit card, right? I don't know. I feel that sometimes I cannot use it everywhere. So let's just keep that one out and then we click on next. And here is where we are going to start going deeper and see what is happening behind of the scenes. Because from a process perspective, if I open the process diagram, take a look at what I have done is I have complete one task, a human task that has been done by David, that is the register application detail. But after that, I have multiple agents doing a lot of things for me that from David's perspective, he's not going to realize what is happening. So let's go deeper to understand what is happening here, right? So look, here, what we have it is, look, we have one first activity, that is the register application detail, where the customer select the preference. Then we are going to have one first agent that it is going to take all the information of the credit cards and give me a summary of all those benefits. Then I have a next agent that it is going to give me a suggestion of which is the best credit card that we can offer to this customer based on all the customer preferences, right? Then we have a third agent that helped me to create an HTML to present the information. And finally, David is going to just go and see exactly the comparison of all the credit cards, right? But there's something really important here is that this is where we are seeing the new paradigm on how everything works, right? Because you got multiple agents as your makers, multiple agents doing a lot of things for you, but never letting them go without any verification or without any check. So that's why we got the new paradigm of makers and the checkers, right? So here we have three makers, three agents doing a lot of stuff from us, and one checker that it is customer advisor, David, that go and review that final job that we have here. So what happened behind of the scenes of all of this, right? So if we just go and review the first task, take a look how we are combining Visagi existing features with the power of AI agents. So in the first activity that we already complete, that we saw the form, basically here what is happening behind of the scenes is that we got one parametric entity, call it credit card types, where we have dynamic information of the available credit cards that the a bank offer. All that information can be changed directly from production environments without any deployment if we want. Remember that parameter entity has that capability that you can decide if you want to manage those values in production environments or not. And one of the important things that based on the values that we got there, we present in one Bizagi form, one table with all the available credit cards. So this is the power of how we can combine all of them together. So take a look at here. If I go really quickly into my project, right? What I am seeing at this level or at this particular point is this one. So here, let me just go back here, this one. So what I got at this point is that I have my parameter entities. I can go into the credit card types. This is where we got. We have the information of all the available credit cards. And even if I go into the details of one of these, take a look that if I edit one of those credit cards, I have the information of what is the name of the credit card, the picture, the interest rate, the description, and even I got a whole PDF with all the benefits that are actually available for that credit card. Why all of this is important? Because actually those that information from that credit card, it is automatically presented in a PDF, right? And when we saw that PDF, it is a long document with all the benefits and all the description of that credit card. Why this is important? Because here is where we then combine the details of our agent. So David, complete this task. Perfect. So it's done. Dynamically, I am showing the information from a parameter entity. One of the great advantages is that if tomorrow the company decides to do not offer anymore the Elite Master card, then you go to your parameter entities management setting, disable that value, include a new one, and you can be completely sure because every single time that David goes into that activity is going to see exactly what it is being offered at that time, right? But now, where the agents start to play. So the second task that we got in this process is actually a new type of task that is the AI task. And here is where we compare the credit card benefits. So what is the agent doing here? So we say, hey, take all the customer preferences that were selected on the first activity. If the customer wants a cashback, if it wants hotel benefits, cell phone protection, and the ones that he doesn't want, then select or take all the PDF documents from the selected credit cards that you want to compare and give me as a result one summary or one table that contains a summary of the most important benefits of those credit cards with the most important things that a customer is interested in, like benefits, annual fee, interest rate, and if that credit card has a unique feature or not, right? Now, the second agent here takes all the information from the customer of what it mattered the most. So for that customer, what is the most important thing? Travel benefits, no annual fee, or low interest rate. Then takes again all the PDFs from all the selected credit cards, and based on all that information, give me a suggestion. Which is the best credit card that I can offer to this customer based on what it matters the most to him, right? And then finally, we got a next AI agent that is the one that takes this information. So it takes one, the credit card benefit summaries. So the table with all the benefits of those credit cards that we select, plus the suggestion of which is the credit card that we have to offer to this customer. Plus, what is the most important thing to the customer? Why? Because I want that this agent help me to organize the table based on that criteria or because based on that element that matters the most to the customer. And even on top of all of that, we want that the agent is even able to use a CSS style sheet, right? That we have at the store in a global vocabulary in Visage. All of this to have at the end, right, one HTML that has all this information. So if maybe you are not familiar with the concept of the global vocabularies, let me just show you this one, right? So global vocabularies are these global variables that you can create in Bizagi that you can again manipulate directly from production environments without the need to go and execute deployments. So here I have my global vocabulary. I have one global vocabulary that is the CSS style. And basically this has all the styles and all the information that I want, right? So what it happens that when we have this agent combining all this information and all these details, we are going to end in a place that is this one. When all the agents complete their job, from David's point of view, what David is going to go and say, okay, look, let me show or see all the credit cards that we have. Show me the comparison of all the credit cards that we got it, right? Into this particular point. And this is what the agent is doing for us. So now what we got, it is one suggestion that it is telling me, hey, look, based on all the, let's say, preferences um, from our customer, from Ashley, right? I recommend that you offer to Ashley the credit card that is the Elite Mastercard. Mainly because this one is the one that aligns the best with everything that Ashley maybe wants. It offers, let's say, airport loan access and some hotel benefits. And also, let's say, it even give a unlimited complimentary access to more than 1,500 airport lounges, right? But then the second thing that we present to David is this table with the summary of the credit cards that we select. Take a look that we select only 3. We don't see the American Express here. And this table is organized by what it matters the most to the customer. Take a look. Yes, this credit card can have a high annual fee, but it doesn't matter. For this customer, for Ashley, what it matters the most is the one that gives her the best travel benefits. So it doesn't matter if it is more expensive or not. This is what I want, right? So here, let me just go back to the presentation to understand a little bit more in detail exactly what is happening here. Again, what we see in this point or what we are seeing in this level is, look, at the end, what it happened is that at this stage of my process, now I lost the screen. Give me 1 second. There you go. All right. So now what we're seeing here in this particular point is, look, in this activity, that is where we got the show comparison activity, what we are doing, again, yes, I am taking all the outputs from the agents, but I am combining all of these with existing Bizagi features. Like which one? We do have one widget that helped me to display HTML information within our forms. So I use that HTML widget and I am able to present all the information directly to that one. But on top of all of that, we have now also the capability that you can include or that you can embed agents within your forms. So now David is able to see that table with the summary of the credit card benefits and the description or the suggestion of the credit card that we have to suggest. And David is able to select into which language do we want to translate that. And then we have another agent behind of the scenes doing this translation from us. So take a look at here from the execution point of view, one more time, what we are seeing here, it is that David has this information and then down below we got the option to translate all of this into different language. So let's suppose that the customer that we have at the office, I don't know, wants all this information just in German. So we select the language that we want to use. We have one button within the form that now allows me to translate, or not translate, but allow me to trigger agents directly from a form, right? In this case, the agent is helping me to translate everything that we got on this HTML into a different language, right? So here, the agent is taking the suggestion, then the table with the summary of all the benefits from the credit card, and it is giving me back the same HTML, but now in a different language. So take a look that here, we got now all this information, all the elements, and take a look that even we got one final thing that we can do here, that is send the suggestion by email. And once again, here we're combining something that we have already in Bizagi, that it is that capability to actually send emails dynamically, right? So here, what we say, look, take the language of the HTML that was added there. Then, based on the language of that one, send the corresponding email to that customer so we complete the whole loop with the information that mattered the most to us. And here, if I want to show you, this is the email that I just got it. Take a look in this point, and all of this is the email with the suggestion for Ashley, now in German, with the table with all the summaries, also in German, about the credit cards that matter the most to her. So the agents itself are great. Yes, definitely. This is something that we cannot deny. Agents itself are really good, and we can take a lot of advantage of them. But the place where we are seeing even much more potential is when we're combining our agents with existing Bizagi capabilities. Take a look at here, and just to give you a quick summary of what we saw at this point, right? It's here we just saw one business scenario. Let me just show you this one, where we were able to combine Bizagi AI agents with vocabularies, right? One vocabulary, one global vocabulary that can be manipulated or modified directly from production environments. In this example, we store the CSS style within that global vocabulary. So if at any time I do want to change the format of that table that it is being presented, it's fine. I just go into the production environment and change them directly from them. The second feature, or the second Bizagi feature that we got there, it is the Bizagi parameter entities plus agents, right? So on the first activity, David is able to see dynamically, right, the available credit cards that we got in the bank, the ones that we're offering this moment. And this is something that can change dynamically. It is not that we are going to have only 4 credit cards all the time. No, today we can have 4, tomorrow 7, the next week just 2. But all of these can change dynamically based on values that we got in a parameter entity. And then we also have the capability to use existing Bizagi information for the agents, right? So every single time that we're doing the mapping on the agents, we have the capability to go and see directly information about the case creator, the due date, right? The current assignee, and use all this information to manipulate our agents, right? Now, the other big area where we are seeing high potential about all of this is when we combine agents now with the option to manipulate images. So let me just show you really quickly one business scenario where we are actually doing that, right? So let's continue with David, right? So we are going to continue using David as our example. But one of the things that I want to show you now in this scenario is that David is able to uh, go and see the different type of loans that are being requested by our customers, right? In this case, one of the type of loans that we offer to the customers are basically motor loans, right? Or vehicle loans, right? Here under the home page, David is able to go directly and see all the motor loans, or in general, all the loans that requires a review or that requires even approval. Here, I have already one loan that is already created. This is a motor loan. In this case, it is by Ashley. And when I go and see, right, this review application option, here is where David is going to have all the information that it needs, and we're going to see the huge potential of the agents here, right? So here, yes, it is a new motor loan. We can see right away that this is being requested by actually Ashley. So we have Ashley and we have all the customer information. But then what it is really important for us is that Ashley is asking for $60,000 for 60 months. She wants to basically buy a new car, and the new car that she wants to buy is a Mercedes-Benz C-Class 300 sedan, right? It's not a new vehicle. It's from 2018 and it has 60,000 miles, right? But on top of all of this, we are asking the customer that in case that they have a picture of the car that they want to buy, that they can upload it, right? So here we have a vehicle picture that is available just for us. right? And here, what we are seeing is, look, yes, definitely this is this part. And now, how can I know if actually the value that the customer is requesting for that vehicle makes sense or not? So here we have one agent that combines, right, all this information from the car plus a description of the picture and gives me an estimate of the value of that car. So here I have this agent. I am calling the agent directly from a form. This is also something new that we added in this Bizagi Fall 2024, right? Now you can invoke or you can trigger, you can call Bizagi AI agents directly within your forms. It doesn't have to be now as part of the process. No, you have basically now the action within a form that when you click a button, you call an agent and you execute the agent by yourself. So here what we say, look, okay, let me see or give me an estimated vehicle value for this point. So now here, the agent is going to take all the information from the description of the car plus a description of the picture of that car. So take a look what we got here. So the first thing that I'm asking to that agent is, hey, please take the information from the image that you receive and give me a detailed description of what you see in that image. So it's, look, the image is showing a silver Mercedes with significant damage from the front right side. The front bumper is detached and and hanging, and the headlights broken. So mainly what happened here is that, yeah, I decided to mainly just send one car or one picture of a car that it is mainly completely broken here. It has basically it has been actually have a huge accident, and we got it here. But the description that we got here is, yes, this is all the information that you got, but also then you got all these details. And now if I combine these two, I am saying, hey, taking into account all the visible damage that you got on the image, which will require a repair, then the estimated type of the estimated price of this vehicle in the United States is around between 18 grand and 22 grand, right? So now what happens that with this information, David can take a much better, let's say, decision. So it's like, okay, you know what? If this customer was asking for 60 grand, right, this was too much. Probably, I don't know, this will be the cost of the car if it is completely new or if it doesn't have an accident on top of it. So now I can change the decision and say, you know what? I don't want to give to this customer 60 grand. Probably I am going to just give 20 grand or something like that in this point, right? So here, what we are doing at the end, it's to combine, right, that possibility that allow me to just go directly and use, in this example in particular, all the power of some description of the vehicle, right? What's the brand? What's the model? What's the trim? What is the total mileage? Then a picture of the car. Take a look. This is the picture that we're sending. In this case, is a car that definitely it's easy to see that it has an accident on it. And then give me a estimated price of that vehicle, right? That is where we are seeing this huge potential for this part, right? So all of this is now included and available for us. The last business scenario that maybe I want to show you or I want to talk about it is something that we're discussing when we are doing this, some of this point, and is what if or how we can actually now even provide this capability and this feature to our citizen developers, right? What if someone that doesn't have the technical knowledge wants to use agents? And one of the things that we identify is that it's going to be as easy as create as a process that use an agent and then expose or publish that sub-process to be used within live processes. And then that's it. That those business users, those citizen developers that can access the capability of live processes will be able to use agents just right away. Okay. Now, these are, let's say, the big innovations that we will have in this version. This is what is happening now behind of the scenes. And before we end our sessions today, I was just going to give you some updates or some information that are going to be important for all of us. The first one, we truly believe that this is going to be a big game changer for a lot of our customers. And actually, we are seeing already results with current customers, right? So again, one of the things that I told you at the beginning of this session is we are seeing a lot of noise in the market, and everyone has now AI agents, but seeing a specific business case of agents working and giving value is really hard to find. So that's why we're really proud to mention that one of our customers, Inside Investments, that it is actually a company in the UK that manage investment portfolios, right, has already agents in production environment giving value to them, right? One of the templates that you saw or that I showed you today in the session was actually one that helped me to create summaries of investment meeting notes. So that one was actually an inspiration of some conversation that we had with this customer, where basically their traders were able to just, or the investment analysts were able to have a lot of conversation and phone call with the customers, and they wanted or they need to get summaries of those meetings notes, right? And here is where we got with this. This agent is already in production, and now we got an estimated value of savings around $3.5 million per dollar. Why? Because this company doesn't have just one, let's say, investment analyst, they have 350. That is why we're focusing a lot in business value and not too much on the developers. The second thing that I want to tell you before we finish our today's session, it is do not forget to join the community. The community is free, is at community.bizagi.com. You can go use the same credential that you use when you want to go into portal.bizagi.com. And the big invitation is that we have a Bizagi AI hub within the community. And there we have a forum that basically it is now fully focused in discuss or to suggest new ideas for the next upcoming Bizagi AI templates. So if you have any idea, go and put it there. We're reviewing constantly those posts, and we are going to add them into the next point. And finally, I want to finish today's session with a really good news for our community, and is that we are also officially launching 2 Kickstart programs for our customers. Even if it is a new customer or if it is an existing customer, now we have some professional services packages. For new customers is the AI Ignite, where we're putting together a bundle of 2.5 BPUs and then some professional services of Bizagi. And we guarantee that you can go live with either AI agents or the AI assistant that is Ada in just 7 weeks, right? And that also then we will leave you, or we are going to be sure that we left everything ready so you can start scaling this program around your enterprise. On the other hand, if you are an existing customer, we have the AI Kickstart program. This is a package from professional services that the idea is that it helps you to include easily and quickly these new AI capabilities in your processes. If you saw the potential of the agents, is that you don't have to start from scratch. If you already have processes fully automated, what you just have to do is to select the process, start identifying the places where you can use these specialized helpers to improve and to empower your business users, and add it really easy, right? This is an automation program that it is going to be 2 weeks, and it is really cost effective, and we will help you a lot to implement AI initiatives in your organization. In case that you have questions about these 2 programs, you can contact directly your account executives or your customer success, and you can ask them how you can start using this information just right away, right? So with these 3 big news, the community, the quick start programs that are now available for all of you, and also the news that we have already a customer with production, with agents in production. This is going to be the end of the session today. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your interest in this Bizagi Pulse session. We are running out of time, but if you got any question, please leave it in the question box here in the GoToWebinar, and I will be sure to just go and review those questions and go back to you one by one through email. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your participation today. And I hope that you have find this session really informative and interested for you. And I will see you in the next Bizagi poll session. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye bye.